and welcome back to the Get Published course. My name is Bernard R. Coles, and I'm the founder of Cascadia Author Services. Today, we're going to talk about what to put in your book. Now, you're a subject matter expert. You have all kinds of information to share, and it can be hard to think, how are you going to compress all of that knowledge down into one book? So we're going to look at a couple of different things you should ask yourself today to get started on that process. So first of all, what is the why of your book? Why does this book have to be written? Why do people want to hear what you have to say in your book? What are you going to teach people? What practical knowledge can you give them to improve their lives or their business or whatever it is that you want to tell them about? So if you can ask yourself that question and narrow it down from your vast body of knowledge, what is it that you're trying to do and why? That will help shape all the rest of the thinking that you do as you start to put your book together. Now, part of that is the next thing. You have to ask yourself, who is my audience? Now, you may be tempted to think, well, everybody's my audience. Everybody would benefit from what I have to say in my book. And that's fair. But when you come to write a book, you have to be able to narrow it down, not only to make it manageable so you can actually write a book that's a reasonable length, but also when it comes to marketing, because inevitably you have to do that. You have to think specifically, who am I targeting? Who is my audience? Who will benefit most from what I have to say? It's true that probably people outside your target audience will appreciate what you have to say and will benefit from it. But when you write the book, everything you put together has to be aimed towards your specific target audience. So make sure you think about that. And then connected to that is, who are you? Why should people listen to you? Why should they look at your book instead of somebody else's? So in this case, you need to think, okay, I'm writing the book because of this why, and I'm writing it to these people. So why am I the person who they should be listening to? Do you have special credentials or qualifications that make you an expert in your field? Do you have years of experience? Do you have a unique experience, something that really sets you apart from other people? You want to think about the why of why is it you? Why are you the best person to write this book? And so think about that as well, because that'll help you to put together the way that you structure the book and how it'll flow, because it's based on you and your experiences. Now, when you figure that out, think specifically, what is it that you know that you want to pass along to other people? Because again, you know a lot of things, and people also come from a wide variety of perspectives and backgrounds. What is it that you know that is specific to your background, to your expertise, to your knowledge, that will help your target audience to deal with the problem that you're addressing? You can look at it from a big picture and say, well, this is my experience, these are my qualifications, these are soft skills that I have that I think other people would benefit from learning about. But then also look at it specifically from your own specific experience, your own career, your own life. What is it that makes you unique and makes you special, and that why people will want to learn from you? So you want to look at it from a big perspective, but also zoom in on the personal. Don't be afraid to share personal stories, personal anecdotes. They can really, really help bring your ideas out. The ideas need to be a bit more universal so they apply to your target audience. But then if you can bring it home and give a specific example, then that will help to illustrate that and make it really clear for people. If you're going to be using ideas that were developed perhaps by someone else that you've now adapted and made your own, that's great. Just make sure that you give a credit where credit's due. If you've worked on someone else's idea and said, they had a great idea, I've now applied it to this particular situation, and here's how I think you could work with that, no problem. Just give credit where credit's due. And finally, when you are talking to your readers, make sure you ask them to do something. Give them practical steps on what they can do to move forward. It's great to lay out an intellectual idea and to discuss something in different perspectives. Yes, do all that. But ultimately, people are reading your book because they want to learn something and they want to be able to do something tangible with the information that you've given them. So make sure that as you're advising your readers, you're giving them clear, practical things that they can do. So, summing it all up, you want to ask, what's your book's why? Who is your audience? Why should they be listening to you? What do you know that can solve this problem and help people with your experience? And what do you practically want your readers to be able to do at the end of it? So think about all those things, and then you'll be ready to start thinking about what to put in your book. Thanks for watching.